Hey Clash, there's a lot of pros that are using right now the Hog Rider puppet, so I thought I would just upgrade it as well and see how good it actually is to test it and then see if I would recommend it to anyone out there, and especially if I would recommend investing the resources into the Hog Rider puppet because, well, it's quite expensive. I don't have the resources right now, but I have a ton of gems. Those gems are coming from Clash Mini. That was a beta game which was, well, killed from Supercell, unfortunately. But this means whenever Supercell is taking down one of their own games, you can then transition the money which you have spent on that game into another current Supercell game. So for example, if you have spent any money on Clash Mini, you can get this into Clash of Clans, Brawl Stars, Clash Royale, whatever you want kind of from those live games right now. Now we'll use those now to upgrade the Hog Rider puppet, I guess, to then test if there's any value in it. First couple of level, we should be easily able to upgrade those with the existing resources we have already. And one thing I would highly recommend is not doing it, because gemming those ores is just insanely expensive and not the smartest. I mean, except if you're a content creator, because that's how we make the money with content, right? But otherwise, I would not recommend it to anyone out there, to be honest, because it's not really worth it, I guess. But we want to test it. We want to see how strong the Max Hog Rider puppet is, because the reason why some pros are using it right now is an interaction and a bug with the haste vial. But we have maxed out the Hog Rider puppet, and let me quickly explain why people are using it. As I said, the haste vial right now is bugged. What exactly is bugged? Well, whenever you use the haste vial active ability, like the crazy attack speed with the spears, right, then the hero boost stats of other equipments, the DPS, is getting like removed somehow. I don't know. Like, it's not really having the biggest impact, but it's enough impact for pros to switch the Hog Rider puppet for more DPS and more damage in general with the Hogs itself. Like, the 105 DPS of the Royal Gem is not really there anymore, and that is obviously, it's not the biggest deal, but it's not the smallest either. So right now the haste vial could be stronger than it right now is in the game. So I thought, let's test now the Hogs, see how strong it is, and see if I would recommend it to you to upgrade. Okay, let's start things off with this beautiful looking base. Which corner do we take down? It's less about the value with the fireball. It's more about like creating the pathing. And one thing I'm kind of liking right now is the fireball onto the multi-archer tower, because we get a lot. Take a look at this. I think we're fine like this. Let's do it. So Warden, Earthquake, Fireball. Let's go. Let's go. That's already the value we're looking for. I don't even have to like do a crazy ward walk at this point. We already did the job. Everything in here. Obviously the healers. Let's even get another wall break to see where it's going. Okay, it's going towards the monolith, but that should be alright. I just hope that's not getting skipped. That would be great. And so far we're looking pretty good. Let's freeze this. The king is not getting taken care of right away. We can already wall break into the next compartment, so my troops are going around. There's a few super witches going to the core. Not really sure what their mission is, but whatever. We can just do... Let's just do a super witch charge, okay? That's what we're doing right now. Let's freeze this. Getting everything looking fine. Even the queen is now in the core and doing some party there, so that's looking good. We have the super witch charge, and I feel like on this attack, I'm not even sure if we have like a great value on the back end. Another thing why I kind of like, in theory, the Hogs with this strategy is because we have a heal spell. Typically I use this heal to kind of like, for example, here, heal up my healers again, because we don't have the healing aura of the Warden. So red mines and a poison tower combined, for example, and stuff like that, or a multi-front tower can really easily take care of our healers, and that's always a big rip then for any smash type attack. For this one though, I think we're just smashing this base like it's no tomorrow. We can spawn the Hogs, but this is not going to make any difference. So for this base, I think Hogs or the haste puppet or the Royal Gem would have not made any difference. And that's kind of the purpose of the video. We're going to try to see how much value those different Royal Gem equipments have, because in theory, in my opinion, and this is like the opinion I have to prove in this video, is that if you're thinking about investing your ores, do not invest them in the current Royal Champion equipments, because I think the difference between the Royal Gem equipments is really small. As long as you have one set of the Royal Gem equipments on a decent level, keep pushing them instead of starting a complete new equipment, because in theory the haste Vial or the Hog Rider Puppet is like 1% better than the other thing you have already. That's such a small improvement that it's not really worth it considering how hard it is to get those different ores right now in the game. And let's see if we can keep proving that. On this attack, for example, any Royal Gem equipment would have 3-star. Let's move on to the next attack. We have found our next base. So what can we do on this one? There's obviously a lot of stack defense around the Town Hall. But this is like the key thing with the Fireball. You're looking more for the pathing and not really for the crazy Photoshop, thumbnail, whatever Fireball. I mean, that's not really needed. So instead, we're trying to go for some pathing type attack. I think for this one, if we take down the Monolith and the Inferno Tower, we have a pretty good pathing then. So I think that's what I'm going to try to go for. For that, we would need to have a Fireball onto that Bomb Tower. And then with the Earthquakes, we should be able to have enough splash damage to actually make this work. So for now, where does the Fireball go? That's always the big question. Like, when can we start the Fireball? I mean, right now, he's attacking the Builder. Let's just try it. Yes, that's good, that's good. Now, let's get that Warden over there. Wow, that's going crazy, just like that. Then the King trying to get them, get it inside as well. And that's like the thing. We have not went for like the 15 million buildings which were around the Town Hall. Instead, we're going more the safer options, I guess, and try to push everything then towards the town direction and funnel everything really well. That was the better and bigger idea of this. Next wall break to push everything further inside to the base. That's already a great wall break, I think. Even though the King is opening the next compartment, which is not optimal. But hey, the King is doing King stuff, right? Like, we can never really change that. So at this point, we just have to wait and react to whatever the troops are now doing. So far, a big part of the troops are going actually into the core, which is really nice for us. We have to freeze this though, to make sure that our troops are surviving. We can use a poison here, and then I can start the Royal Champion. But where? I feel like on the left side with the single Inferno Tower. That's kind of looking annoying, especially frying my stuff. I would just use the healing, because I do not want to lose my troops in the middle. Come on, take down the Town Hall. Yes, okay. Before the Invisibility Tower was able to proc, we were able to get that done. Another nice thing about this strategy, or like not about the strategy, but about the Hog Rider equipment, is for sure that it gives you a Royal Gem coverage of the those merged cannons. Those merged cannons are your biggest enemy when you're playing with the Fox and the Royal Gem together. So that is for sure something to consider. Otherwise, I think this is pretty much crushed, right? There is no chance for this base to see it tomorrow. And again, Hog Rider Puppet has not made that big of a difference. So, yeah, I am not really sure. I feel like in most attacks, the equipment of the Royal Champ won't make the biggest difference, I have to say. It's not like the outstanding stats on one of the equipments, while for example for other heroes you have equipments which are completely changing the identity of your hero. So for example, you can like highly recommended equipments overall depending on your strategy. You can check out my ranking video for the equipments. I think for the Archer Queen, Invisibility Vial is really always good. Frozen Arrow can be good for Queen charges. Healer Puppet for a lot of the other strategies. Those three equipments are for sure something you have to take a look at and pick two out of them. For the Barbarian King, I think there is not that much variety for most attacks. It's always Rage Vial and the Epic Gauntlet, or like the Giant Gauntlet. And for the Warden, I feel like that's where the most variety is when it comes onto equipments. If you're doing smash attacks or like super witch attacks like I'm doing, this equipment is the way to go. It's insanely busted. It's crazy strong. It's literally one of the strongest equipment combinations, but it does not work with that many strategies. But if you, as I am right now, like a huge enjoyer of the super witches, then this equipment is for you. If you're going more with the mass Root Rider attack set, for example, then the Eternal Summon, the Healing Book is better. So there's right now a couple of key equipments, I feel like, which are really important to get. The Royal Champion so far, in my opinion, does not have them. But let's move on to the next attack and see what happens there. Okay, this was a super common base. I think it was built by Gaku really early on into Town Hall 16. So what can we do versus this base? Again, we're looking for pathing. And the question now is, do we actually go maybe just for the explosion on the clan castle? And I think we could even get the monolith. I think that would be worth it. So what I'm trying to do is, I will try to somehow take down the wizard tower without luring out the clan castle, and I would like to have the I would like to have the fireball onto the Bitter Hut. That would be great. But I'm not sure if I could get it. Let's see. Like that. Please fly the right direction. Yes! Okay, perfect. We have gotten a good value. A really good value for us. Now like that. Healers in. Wall break. Each barracks. And now the super witches in here with the Barbarian King and stuff. So this so far looks good. The only bad thing is right now that we have not taken care of that monolith, but I guess it was to be expected with how I tried to get that fireball going, because, well, the Bitter Hut was too far in front, let's put it that way, okay? So, how do we do this now? We could start with the Royal Champion really early, but at the same time, I'm not really sure, guys. I'm not really sure. We still have the Rage. I would just use the Rage here. I would use it heal at the top side. The Queen should... Oh, I have not seen the... Oh, I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. Please, God, send me a brain. What am I... Okay, let's do this. Okay, Town of These is down. Queen as well, but that should be okay. That should be okay. We have gotten the core, and that's the important thing. King ability now. Defending King. Let's use that Headhunter. Nice. This so far already looks pretty good, pretty promising. Even though the Queen, even though the Invisible Tower, we have not seen that. But again, like with most of those smashes, I feel like it's so rare that the equipment of the Royal Champ matters. It's most of the time, the Royal Champ a lot of times is like your, not your entry. And as long as your entry is going right, as for us right now, I'm not sure. The Royal Champ is not having that much impact. Maybe on an attack where you have to save an attack where something is going wrong. But so far it hasn't really happened to us, I guess. So, yeah. Maybe, like, on those attacks where you have, like, things going not your way and you have to save the attack. Maybe that's the attacks then where you have to, like, rely on really strong equipment. But at the same time, I think for the Royal Champ, a lot of things can do that. The Seeking Shield, yes, in theory, it's not synergizing that well with some of the other strategies, like some of the other equipments more like, but it's still really solid. It deals a lot of damage. It can one-shot a lot of defenses if you have it already on a decent level. And that's like the important thing. I feel like it's less about the specific picks of the Royal Gem equipment and more about that you have one set leveled up really high. So whatever you're right now at, like whatever tower level, whatever, I don't know, like current state, if you're already at a really high tower level, you should kind of commit to one set of equipments. I think any equipment combination can work. I think this combination, if you have the ores, feels really good. Otherwise, a combination which I highly recommend is the Haste Vial and the Royal Gem. And otherwise, something you can go for as well is the Royal Gem and the Hog Rider Puppet. That works really well as well. The shield can be really strong as well for like back end to clear a Tesla farm and things like that. So even the the shield can be really good as well. I think I would highly recommend to combine the shield. That's the question. I think I would combine the shield with either the Hog Rider Puppet or the Royal Gem, because I think the Royal Gem needs some type of health recovery. And yeah, the shield or the Haste Vial do not give that health recovery. So you should always combine those two with another one which gives this health recovery, which is the Hog Rider Puppet or the Royal Gem. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think right now about the Royal Gem equipment stuff, and if you agree with my opinion that the Royal Gem equipments have less of a big impact compared to some of the equipments of the other heroes, at least to what I have found out so far. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.